And joining us right off the top is one of my favorite guys over at the Phoenix Suns. It's Langston Galloway. Langston, thank you so much for taking a few minutes and joining us on the show.
No, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciated being on, and hey, let's get into some conversation.
Yeah, look, first time, two-time player guest here on the show, so you're making history. But speaking of making history, on the other night when you guys clinched the Western Conference, what did it feel like for you? What was that feeling to know that you were on your way to the NBA Finals and 4 wins away from the Larry O'Brien Trophy?
No, it felt great. It felt great. I think that if you really look at our whole playoff run, there's been a multiple amount of guys that have stepped up and really closed our series, and just to see us close it out the way we did, and get a chance to see CP like just do what he does, and he really just put the team on his back and really just went about it in a way that no other can do it. And I was thoroughly impressed just to be there, be a part of something so special. And hey, we're on a magical run, that's for sure. This thing has been a lot of fun, and hey, we just, everybody knows that we're celebrating, but at the same time too, it's like, hey, look, we got 4 more to go. That's the ultimate goal, is getting this championship, bringing this the first championship to Phoenix, and that'd be history right there, history in itself.
Tell us a little bit about CP. He just had such a tough time getting COVID at the beginning of the Western Conference Finals. Then he comes back in, and for some reason he's hitting only 30% of his shots. And going into Game 6, what were you thinking? Like, how was the mood in the locker room? What was the thinking around whether CP could break out of that, or if the other guys just needed to pick him up and carry him? And what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, going into Game 3, him coming back, like, people don't realize like how hard it is, like, playing basketball, then all of a sudden, like, it's ripped away from you. Like, you can't play basketball for, he was out for 10 days.
Yeah.
And then coming back and then playing in one of the most high pressure games in the history of, his career. Like, how hard that is, like, just to stop and then all of a sudden, hey, let me pick it back up and say, let's get back going. So, a lot of kudos to him, his mental space, his preparation, because it's tough. It's tough to go through something like that, not knowing, hey, when he will be back or anything like that, and then all of a sudden, hey, look, throw him back in there. He's back starting. Like, you got to get it back going. Got to get all the rust off. And the first couple of the Game 3 and 4, you can tell the rust was still there. Like, conditioning wasn't there. Game 5, like, you can see his rhythm was starting to come back a little bit. He started knocking out his midi a little bit more. And then Game 6, that was a culmination of everything. Just like, all right, I'm back. Let me close this thing out. Let me finish it the way I want to finish it. And hey, that's a storybook ending. I really can't speak much more, but his whole playoff run this season has been a storybook ending. And hey, I don't see why not. Hey, let's go win a championship and really finish it out the right way.
Langston, I'm sure that you would like to see the court a little bit more, in the playoffs. But in the meantime, how are you keeping yourself prepared for if your moment does come? Because obviously we know in the playoffs anything can happen, and with the rash of injuries from coast to coast, it seems like anybody can get their moment. How are you staying mentally prepared and locked in for if your number is called?
Yeah. Anybody in my position would want to be out there playing, just showcasing themselves for, be free this summer, like being able to showcase myself going forward. Whatever happens, happens. But in all responsibility, all professionalism, like, I think that from my standpoint, I look at it as an opportunity. Like, every single day is another opportunity for me to get better. I take practice now. It's like, that's my game time. Like, we come in, we get a chance to play. That's my game time. Or I'm working on specific skills. Like, right now, like, just picking and choosing things that I've been stealing from, CP, book, campaign. Guys that are all on my team. I just steal bits and pieces from their game and work on it when we're playing against each other or playing in situational games. So that's my biggest thing, and how I take each and every day now, and knowing and keep myself prepared and mentally locked in, knowing that, hey, my time can come, or, you know, if it doesn't come, hey, I know I've prepared myself mentally and physically, and hey, going into the off season, hey, I know I've set myself up going forward.
Your shoe game is one of the best in the league. Obviously, you're going to be playing on the biggest stage coming up. Do you have anything special ready for the finals?
I got something really special, so please be prepared for what I have on my feet. Some of you guys might not know what it is, but be prepared. I'll definitely have something special for sure.
Are they going to be gold-plated Nikes or what? What's going on here, Langston? What's going on?
Hey, look, that's all. Only hint I can give you. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's all. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna be filming practice or anything like that, but I have morning practice, and then specifically, hey, when it's game time and everything like that. So yeah, be prepared.
Back to the future self-lacing shoes. That's my guess. We'll see.
Hey, take us inside the locker room when you guys clinched it on Wednesday night. We saw some of the clips. We saw some of the film of everybody dancing around the trophy and all that. Is there anything that people haven't seen that well, it could be shared on a PG-rated show?
No, not really. I mean, it was just funny. Like when we first got in there, everybody was like, "Where's the champagne?" And then everybody was like, "Man, we only use the champagne for the championship, man. Like it's water right now." So that was the funny thing. Like we walked in, that was the first thing that everybody kind of said and mentioned. But we're just really excited. Like I think that you know, we've had a day off, and like we're ready to get back to work today, and just get this thing started. Like we will be tuned in tonight, see if Milwaukee finishes out, and then we're just ready to get back on the court and keep this thing going.
You know, in your career, I'm sure you've had big wins before, and you know, there's something to be said about enjoying the moment as much as possible while you're in it. And I know Monty is one of those coaches that enjoys the moment, but the next day he's ready to move on to get to the ultimate goal, which is the NBA Finals. When you're sitting there in that moment, what are you thinking as it's happening? Are you relishing it, or are you already thinking about the next step?
No. You have to relish every single moment, because you know that you might not ever come down this road again. Like, for example, like this is CP's first time getting to the championship in 16 years. So, like, you know, a 16-year career, and this is your first time getting to the championship. So, I mean, that's amazing just to get there. Like, there's tons of players that have said they've gotten there and never won. So we're so excited to get here. But at the same time, too, we're just so excited to enjoy this moment and then build on, like, hey, all right, let's enjoy it and let's move forward and then start preparing for whoever we had to play in the championship.
And then just to kind of follow up on that, you know, I know there's been a lot of talk about Devin Booker, right? I like to say that he's like Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption, where he had to crawl through 500 yards of shit just to come out clean on the other side. Like, that's what it is, right? He went through 5 years of some awful, awful seasons here in the Valley, and now in his first playoff, it's okay. Bring the kid in. It's all good. He was here last time. Remember that? Right? He was here last time. It's all good. Yeah. You know, in his first playoff appearance, how impressed have you been with him? And how he has reacted in his first moment to really shine on the national stage at this level?
No, he's done a great job. I think from a standpoint of our whole team, I think everybody's been waiting for this moment. And, you know, I know everybody says, hey, our nucleus is young, and, hey, maybe we'll get an opportunity to get to this point, you know, later in, you know, the run as a unit. But I think our whole mindset is, hey, why not us? I mean, you know, you've seen it on CP's shoe, like, why not us? Like, you know, just why not me? It's like everybody has that mindset. Everybody has that kind of built-in factor. It's like we've gotten to this point because of every single player on our roster has been excited to make this playoff run, but everybody on our roster wants to win a championship. And I think that, you know, for D Book, like, I think that that's his mindset. Like, hey, look, if I can get to this point in my career, win a championship, like, this would legitimized my career thus far. Like, you know, so many people have written them off like, hey, look, you're just out here scoring points. You're not out here trying to win games, this and that and the third. And hey, he go out here and win a championship. He's gonna shut all the haters and doubters up.
Well,
So obviously, oh, sorry, Espo, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dave.
I was just going to say, so obviously you had the 40-point triple-double by Devin Booker in game one, and then you had the incredible 41-point game by Chris Paul in game six. But you guys aren't there without that Valley oop in game two, and you guys played those two games without Chris Paul and found a way to win both. Is there anything we haven't heard about or anything you want to share about the design of that play and how the end of that game and just how that all came about?
You talking about how the play was drawn up, or you just saying in general?
Or just overall? Just, you know, you had a 10-point lead with a couple minutes left, and they somehow found a way to take a lead, and you guys had to have that incredible play just to win it. What was that like on the sideline?
Basically, how every coach in the world has that in their bag, and it never works. But this time, it worked. Yeah. Why?
No, I mean, first and foremost, I just think mentally, physically, I just think it's our time. That's what I think it's our time. It's, with all the guys that are on this roster, like it's our time. Like, this is our moment, and we're just living in it right now. And then for that situation and the whole game two was a different game just because you had a lot of different guys step up. Campaign had a phenomenal game. You had Mikal, Jay, like all those guys like stepping up game two, like having big moments, like different stops. And I think that towards the end, we needed to stop. Didn't get to stop. Had a turnover, and then we're like, all right, we're down 3 at this point. Well, we're thinking we're down 3, and then PG goes up there and misses both of the free throws. Like, we're just like, wow, like this must be meant to be or something. Like, we just were just shocked, and then just to see that situation like happen. Like I said, I just think it's just meant to be. Like, right now with everything that's going on, I think it's just meant to be for the Phoenix Suns to get a championship this year. That's how I feel.
I'm sure there was moments in the season where you're like, man, we're pretty good. We could do some things. But was that the moment where you were like, maybe you guys were in the locker room like, hey, like what?
Like first and foremost, like going into the series knowing we weren't going to have CP, like that was like, all right, okay, we got to figure this out. But knowing, like, I don't think anybody said, hey, look, we can win the first 2 games without CP. Like, that definitely wasn't on the radar. And then for that to happen, I think it woke up a lot of people like, okay, all right, this Phoenix Suns team, they got something special going on over here. And like I said, I'm just excited to be a part of something special and just be right there for every single moment.
One of the things that have been special about this run has been the fans. They've gotten a lot of national attention, but as a player, what has that support meant? What they've been able to do and giving you guys a home court advantage really meant for the team?
Oh, it's meant a lot. I think we were one of the first teams to get most of our fans back. And from the jump, from when they said, hey, look, the ticket office is open and the fans can come back in the arena, like, they've been there since day one. And they've had a charge and they've been excited for every single game. And it's really made a difference. Like, you can see teams come in the arena and like they have trouble hearing, they have trouble executing plays. And it's amazing to see. The Phoenix Suns fan base is amazing, and I'm really excited to, see everything that they've been doing for us. Like, showing up at the airport, it's 12 o'clock at night, and we got 20,000 fans out there, like, waiting for us, like, when we get back home, and like that's huge. That's huge. That goes a long way. And then Then the support on the road, like, I mean, you got fans out here fighting, Sons and Four, like it's crazy. Like this is crazy. Like this truly is like an amazing just run, and I couldn't be more excited for the Suns organization, and then also too for these fans. Like they're due a championship, and hey, I feel like we're gonna bring them one. We're gonna bring them a championship.
Well, look, as one of those fans, I got to tell you, this city loves this team and has for years. But you guys have done something and continue to do something that's truly special, and we do appreciate it. You make the city proud, and thank you for all the efforts that you guys have put forth this year. It's been something to remember, especially coming off of what we all experienced as people in 2020.
Yep.
Wow. He is Langston Galloway. We really do appreciate him taking a few minutes for us here on the show. I know you got to get ready.
4 more wins.
4 more wins, man. We appreciate it. And if you, I won't say, when you guys hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy, we'd love to have you back on and talk about all that, Langston.
Are you going to salsa dance with Jay Crowder when at the final?
Hey, I'm gonna be doing a lot more than salsa dancing when that happens. That's for sure. We'll be celebrating. That's for sure.
He is Langston Galloway. Langston, thanks so much, man. Good luck at practice today, and have a great 4th of July weekend.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, Langston.
I always love talking with Langston. He's such a good guy, and really obviously is enjoying this run, cherishing it. And I love to hear him say something special's going on here. They feel it, they know it, and it's not just from the outsider's perspective that it looks that way. They are very aware of the unique opportunity in front of them.